Ladies and gentlemen, we've returned. The Seattle Surge home series is now into its second series of the day. We welcome you back. If you're a fan of the Ravens, well, you're probably still clapping and cheering and screaming. But enough of that. It's time for the Florida Mutineers taking on the Minnesota Røkkr here in game number 2 of the day. Very excited to get into this one, Chance. Two teams with pretty hot hands right now. Florida, they sort of seem to be one of the teams to beat here as we look at the Group B standings. And what do you know? Toronto Ultra still at top of that one. The Florida Mutineers with a chance here. Chance, I hate to say it, to do some damage. Røkkr again sitting at 2-2. LAG and Seattle Surge 0-4 for both those squads. We'll see them a little bit later on. But mate, how are you feeling about this upcoming matchup?
I mean, I feel the same way I feel about almost every single Florida series of like, I have no idea what's going to happen. I just know it's going to be entertaining. They're like the mystery box team where it's like, you know, they're capable of great things. They are capable of giving you that ray gun, and occasionally it happens. Sometimes you get the bunny rabbit though, and they like drop the ball. But so far through stage 5, these guys have been on point. They are obviously a hefty threat in this group. And well, Minnesota, very solid team. It is very much, if they are at their best, they're a force to be reckoned with. It's just a matter of whether or not they show up on the day.
We'll find out. This guy with his zombie jokes. I love it. This guy, yeah, he does what he can. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this matchup underway. Let's get the ball rolling. We're going to meet our very first team here today. They hail from the murky south. There's a Florida man joke coming in this series. I tell you, boys and girls, let's meet Florida Mutineers.
Situation and a nice three-piece coming in from Big Wake.
Neptune is playing this, trying to bait him out, but aBeZy gets into a nice up. aBeZy finally a reposition, but aBeZy
Just a little bit too much, but Neptune.
He's still got the war raging for P2 that Neptune is winning single-handedly. Great work. Again, looking at that mini-map, we know where they're coming from. These players do all round. But these boys have to get through Skyz.
You have to get through Skyz! Is this?
Florida Mutineers chance again. I think you put it best that you don't quite know what you're ever going to get. It's the mystery box of the teams. Them ray guns are sweet. The bunny rabbit, the little laughing occasionally. But I'm excited to see what happens here. For Havoc, Neptune, Awakening, and Skyz, they've taken series off of Dallas Empire. They fall to Paris Legion. They're the greatest rivals they possibly have in the entire league. The team they simply fail to beat. But I'm excited to see what they can bring today against Røkkr. And again, Skyz has been in exceptional form recently. Awakening again, a very reliable player, and Havoc has been like stand out. And again, in that whole like route man role, he's been so good in the search and destroys. I think at one point Crim said that it was like a aBeZy on a ringer. Like, that's high praise coming from the GOAT himself. But we'll see how we go, mate. I mean, again, we're excited to get into this one. Let's get on with it, pals. Let's get into the next team. It's now time to meet their opponents, the Kings of the North. Or are they? Maybe, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, Minnesota Røkkr.
Røkkr certainly come to play.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it.
Oh, Priestahh. It's Standy. Cuts them all down. What was that? Bang. MajorManiak. 200 IQ, 10 out of 10 play. Oh my word. Attach is going to save the day. Røkkr are Kings of the North.
A north on south action here in this series for Minnesota Røkkr, mate. I mean, Chance, give me the lowdown on Attach, MajorManiak, Priestahh, and Standy. Again, a squad, a certain fan favorite, man. I mean, everyone loves Røkkr, but what do they got here in this series? What do they got to do, my friend?
Well, I think honestly one of the better ways to look at this team is actually in the matchup that they have. You have on the side of like Florida 2 of the most active ARs, or the 2 most active ARs in the game. On the flip side, MajorManiak and Priestahh, not all the times. Like, they have a unique play style where occasionally they can be hyper aggressive, but they mix things up constantly. MajorManiak will sometimes play on an island, sometimes live on the hill, rotations. It is a tough team to sort of play against in terms of like game planning necessarily, but if you're prepared for Minnesota, you'll be ready to go. And I think one of the bigger threats that they have is certainly Standy in the back pocket, but things that Minnesota needs to do, their game fuel keys to victory. Make sure on rotations that your shot calling is cerebral and on point. Florida has been getting very creative on different breaks that they have in the hard points. Your P3 on Moscow, where they just 4-hit the front, is the standout, but you got to make sure that you just don't get into don't get stuck in a rut. Don't get stuck in those default things that you get used to in practice. When it comes to search and destroy, MajorManiak He's been playing out of his mind throughout Stage 5. #1 in S&D KD. Also on point with like the kills per round. He is ever present on the map. But the way I look at it, their hardpoint hasn't been the strongest and Florida has been very strong. So I'm thinking it's that 2-3-5 mentality. You game plan heavily for those searches, and if you walk away with a hardpoint win, you're going to be feeling great if you're the Røkkr.
Well, let's have a look now at the Florida Mutineers game fuel keys to victory chance. What have they got to do to bring up the home win today against Røkkr?
Well, again, that game planning is going to come in handy, right? Because they mix things up on different maps. They have different play styles on different maps. It is very much making sure you take the extra time to go through the pick and bans, to make sure you're trying to be predictive about how the series is going to go, and taking full advantage of that. The S&Ds are going to be incredibly important because Florida almost has like two different 1-2 punch combos, right? Occasionally it's Havoc that is taking those routes, looking for those first bloods, playing nice and aggressive, and then it's the ARs that follow suit after that. Or sometimes they just let Awakening do his thing, and he's the guy that's looking for those entry kills, and Havoc waits for those timing on the late flank. So they mix things up constantly. If they bring that search and destroy mix up. I can only say it so many times to the table. That is where they have had a great deal of success. And then of course that third and final point, if you have any sort of like map pool like edge, especially some of the hard points, you got to take full advantage. And we'll be able to take a look at the quick scope presented by Scump. They do in fact have that advantage, at least in the hard points in my mind. Clear cut across the board without a doubt. And even for the maps that we're going to see, Florida will be very happy to see a raid hardpoint slip through where they are 6-1, a map that ordinarily gets banned against them.
Yeah, it typically does get the ban against them. There we go, see the control though. That will be where we see Røkkr have a slight advantage, at least numerically, here in the series. We'll see if that is the case though in the matchup. But again, first map coming your way is going to be a Garrison hardpoint. Friends, excited to see how that one goes. Moscow Search and Destroy, we're going back to that one. And then we get all the way back round, full circle to Garrison control. Raid that hardpoint #4, managed to slip on through. And once again, a Miami Search and Destroy for Game 5. I wouldn't be too surprised, mate, if we have to go the distance in this series. My pick'ems would like that quite a lot, I'm not going to lie. You know, I'd be excited to see that one. But again, I think two teams that are relatively evenly matched. It's really going to come down to who brings the goods today. You can outsmart the other team, and really, performance-wise, both squads not in a bad place, Chance.
I would say both of these teams as well. For the S&D, they're going to be happy for both of those maps. The only sort of clear-cut edge you're really going to have is Garrison in the map #1. Really, both the hard points, Florida, you lean their direction, but even for the control, you lean over towards Minnesota. So again, in my mind, I'm thinking the 2-3-5 for those guys is sort of like the default thing, and if they pull off a hard point win, even better. The series might get that much easier, but you get two just giant AR maps for the S&Ds, and it is the AR players on both of these teams that are on point. So I'm excited. And frankly, I do hope we see a Game 5.
Me too, mate. Well, we've been plugging Major 5 quite a lot there, but let's keep one eye forward. Let's step a little bit into the future and have a quick look at a bit of a plug now for, of course, playoffs coming your way. This is the playoff picture so far. Again, we touch upon those teams that have absolutely locked in winners bracket on the far left-hand side. In the middle, though, these teams have secured top 8. That doesn't necessarily mean winners bracket. We've got Mutineers, we've got Røkkr in there as well. Thieves are there as well. And you can see on the right-hand side of the board, those teams have been eliminated from playoffs. This is coming up in August. Again, tickets still available. If you are in California, come on down, friends. And if you're not, get on a plane and fly on over. We'd love to see you there. Of course, the first in-person event for quite some time here in California. Very excited to get that one underway. But you can see those eliminated teams chancing again for that top 8 position. Very, very interesting to see if those positions can change. Again, for the Florida Mutineers, we're looking at points. See if those spots can wiggle around a little and see if much of a shuffle can happen before playoffs does hit in August. But there we go. Map #1 is ready to go. We're loading in. Priestahh may be nowhere to be seen, but that's only because he's so ready to get into the game with his face into his monitor. Here we go, Chance Garrison, hardpoint, coming up in just a moment.
You know, gotta make sure your game fuels are ready to go, side by side, color coordinated, whatever Priestahh needs to have happen. Maybe he's pulling a Bance and taking his shoes off. I don't know what these guys are doing to get ready for the Garrison. Probably communicating and going over the game plan. That is the most likely guess, but again, as it stands, it is a slight lean towards Florida on this map, though Minnesota do obviously have a ton of repetitions on it, but this is an opportunity for Røkkr if they're able to strike first in this series. What a series for these guys it will be. And Standy, the first guy we watch, if you let this man get out of control, Standy, he can just take over games.
Yep. And his debut was one hell of a song sung about him. Skyz though, going to do what he can to slow the play down. Difficult hard point to find a lot of time on here on Garrison. Attached, stays alive in the dark side of the map, inside that vent area. Awakening with a big kill there on a Standy, his first of the game so far. Teamwork again out of Røkkr. We're seeing these trades come through. Now the hard point time going their way, and it's on Neptune to try to find the opening under the coverage of Skyz. He might just be able to find it. Nice nade, does trade out. Very annoying play to deal with. And again, quite a closely contested opener chance. Neither team really able to get the advantage over the other.
And also just a ton of 74 U kills as well. Priestahh was able to pick up a couple with the sub. Even MajorManiak popped up in the feed with the 74 U. So even just these guys making sure that they're picking these guns off the ground when they have the opportunity to. But not a terrible start really from either team. Florida with a slight edge. But as far as the rotation goes, Minnesota going to be at that new hill first. Neptune, the player pushed up most aggressively. Awakening tries to make the solo play, and that might be for Neptune to try to follow him up, but Priestahh making the easy reads as he is just cutting down everybody from back radar truck. That is a clear and easy 4 down for the side of Minnesota, taking the lead and now trying to run it up.
There you go. Running it up is going to be the play. Will they be able to get it done though? Attach. Ooh, nice 2, just before being brought down there, and Awakening still now making his way through behind. MajorManiak will slow him down. Røkkr still with a hard point, still with a slight lead though. Map presence. I mean, I like this setup from Røkkr chance. They're quite spread, but a lot of information being gained. They've got the time ticking their way so far at P2. P3, exactly where Standy is right now. How many more kills can he get from this position? Røkkr looking to certainly run it up indeed, my friend.
And right now, Standy just needs to make sure he does not die until, like, what, 5 seconds on the clock. And, well, plays a corner just long enough. Now he can make his move, and he times it perfectly for him and Attach to find all the kills. Attach doing that from deep back in his spawn. That is one of the most perfect rotations we have seen all year from Minnesota. Just a couple clean 4 down on P2. You transition that into just everybody spawning up ready to go and get, again, the perfect setup you want on this hill. That record, not fantastic on Garrison at all, but this has been one of the best possible starts that they could have. As it stands now in the hill, still 35 seconds left, and I mean, Florida, they're just struggling to find kills, let alone get near the hard point.
That's incredible. We were leaning towards Florida for the hard point, but it ain't looking good so far. Let's see how it sounds, though. For Minnesota Røkkr, let's go for a very quick Astro Gaming. Listen in.
Rails, you, okay. He's L-hop and caution.
Okay, Dennis one behind.
Or L-hop and,
Green on me, dead.
Nice. You're looking for one
Top
more.
green, Caesar.
Okay.
Mike,
wait for you guys. I'm waiting for you guys.
I'm wrapping
wait for
no
Wait for Eli.
I'm just waiting you.
He's a new, he's a
So
new.
I'll tell your top bridge. You can start
yeah,
across.
Inno, laying down, Inno.
Alright, take your time.
Awakening.
Top bridge.
I'm
Show me top bridge.
I'm gonna come back to caution. Slow play right, okay?
I think when I went caution.
Nice.
Waiting her front out box.
Time, Havoc, one more time.
I don't see him caution.
Low behind.
Hydra,
Bridge. Try and get that middle. Try and get
nice.
bridge control. Hold
Havoc's
bridge.
underground, I
Yeah,
think.
I'm weak.
I'm flying off B-hop or caution.
Top bridge.
Rails done.
Nice.
Rails
Top
dead.
green. Top green.
Hydra left. Get my left pressing. Get my
Yeah,
left.
green, green, I'm staying down,
Stay
help me.
on you.
They can be mid.
Two top green. Two top green.
Got one top green.
I'm getting it on, guys.
Yeah,
I'm flanking them green.
I'm in. They
Green,
can start flipping.
green,
Guys,
Thanks
start
for
flipping.
flipping.
I have a green.
I want time.
They're missing
Awakening.
one, I think.
We're good for Skyz. Skyz in the Havoc. Havoc's back out.
I have a green. I
I'm
have a
getting your
green.
mid.
We
Yeah.
for Skyz really? That's Skyz actually, I think. I think
Stacks,
that's
he's
Skyz.
stacks.
Flanking Skyz.
One's going caution.
Havoc stacked,
Nice
dead.
job. I'm coming green. I'm
Where's
coming
big
green.
door?
Where's
Top
Skyz?
big door. Big steps. He's behind his big door.
First
He's
stairs,
behind
left
top bridge.
You, Awakening dead.
Nice,
Left
good
guy on.
Low float.
I'm
Low
getting
float.
stairs. I'm getting
Low
stairs.
float, Caesar, weak.
I'm going low mid right here.
Big door.
He's
Big
low
door.
float.
Big door. One shot float.
Okay,
One shot float.
two big door and one float.
I'm looking rails. I
Float
rails.
in, one
Stay
float.
You'll pick up green feed off?
Yeah, I'm about to, okay. I'm blocking the back for a second.
You, low flow. You and low flow, guys.
Low float. Low
I'll get you green.
float. Two right rails.
I'll get you left side mid. I have your left side mid.
Alright, come on, come in.
I have left side mid. Look
I have
at
all green. They're
that.
hitting up mid. They're hitting up mid for sure. There's nothing green.
Left side mid.
I rail.
Neptune for now.
Top green way.
Left side mid again. Tools.
He's
Top green.
on
Tools
bridge,
weak.
bridge,
Tools
bridge,
top green and mid and L.
I have green push.
On time
You
on
guys work
me.
together.
Guys, dead.
One's L. Left side mid.
Looking for
L
awakening top green.
still.
I got
L
native.
still.
L and Neptune dead.
Nice.
Nice.
Top
Nice.
green.
Nice.
Top green. Top green's
Top
gonna be
green.
tools.
I'm pushing up. I'm pushing up.
Tools, Havoc.
Tools.
In the corner, he's in the corner.
Still tools, guys. Still tools.
Yeah, I have all green, guys.
Nading tools.
Two tools. Two tools.
I have
Yo,
help
spawn in the back, spawn in the
One
back.
cross,
He's
one cross,
flanking
one
your L,
cross,
flanking
X
your
already.
L, flanking your
Alright,
L.
Have two bricks.
Tools still.
Nade time.
Awakening's on time. Awakening's on
Alright,
ult.
strap left.
Two
Strap
are
left.
Go left. Go left.
Top bridge.
There's one in arch somewhere.
Yeah, one can be bricks.
Oh, there we go. Chance the comms there. As Røkkr starting to run it up, quite literally, mate. They're having a fantastic time so far, and so's Priestahh. 12-6 now overall, 13-9 for MajorManiak.
And it's basically just like, again, it comes down to that P2, P3 rotation is the reason for this score discrepancy. Minnesota basically handed Florida the shovels, and Florida dug their own hole that they're currently going to have to fight out of First time they're able to have any sort of real map control, any pressure on the actual hard point. And unfortunately, it's on P1, not the easiest one to get a ton of time on, but hey, that's a clean 3 down in their favor. Priestahh, the last man standing on the squad, so Florida take care of him, get right back inside the hard point. Maybe Neptune, an opportunity to start to fly or to post up and let the next set of kills come your way. As Florida, again, I mean, this might potentially be a near full 60 on P1 of all hills. In Minnesota, 0 pressure. They are pouring on that. They are just doing everything to make sure they get this rotation anew.
And they've got it. Awakening's going to be the first player in from green. Neptune still, and I mean still, lying in wait by square. He's still there, man. They're standing now. He's going to be on that hard point for next. Attaches to the inside of Arches now, trying to bring that fight close and personal. See that technique, back and forth he goes, eyes on with a 74U. Through the back now we go, and it's on MajorManiak. Get at least one of those players. He saw both of them, I think, and the tags are in. So trying to slow them down. Neptune and Co going to now make their way back through the center of the map, and back and forth we go. Burning time as we find it. And Priestahh, MajorManiak lighting up the kill feed, and there's the next 2. That's another 4 down as Mutineers. A lot of running around, a whole lot of nothing.
Well, not even a lot of running around, right? They're actually super stagnant after they got the clean 4 down. They just wanted to wait for the hill to pop before they try to make their break. And, well, to Minnesota's credit, they played it incredibly safe. They didn't try to push over towards P1. They chalked up a fair bit of time, but that is because they have been perfect on this second hill for both of these rotations. It is by far and away the reason they had such a massive lead. And if in any way, shape, and form they convert this into a rotation, a break, or whatever it may be on this next hill, I mean, that might just be the dagger on the game as quick as it has come. Good news for Florida, though. They're able to find all the kills and maybe an opportunity to start fighting their way back into it. But it is just a 110-point deficit that they are working from.
A massive, massive lead now for Røkkr. They're looking incredibly comfortable here on Garrison, map number 1. And then, surprise, surprise, we were leaning very, I think, sensibly towards Florida Mutineers, but it has not been the case. We'll see if they can't get warmed up and make a series of this. But until then, Priestahh on a 4 spree. Finally shut down there by Awakening. MajorManiak bringing himself forward. Can Awakening find 3 in a row here? The answer is no. MajorManiak, though, gets himself 2. You've got all the players now for the Mutineers eliminated from this side of the map. It's over to Attach, who immediately gets involved. He gets himself 2 as well. And the next 25 seconds should go the way of Røkkr. It is a delightful flurry of activity, and the hard point's still theirs.
And this is just so much of the type of game that the Røkkr love to have, right? Couple rotations where it is just incredibly easy for them and nice and patient, and then just one good break. And again, I mean, they have just dominated this game, and it really just comes down to not making mistakes, playing careful on the rotation battles, and Minnesota, that has been their bread and butter. 110-point lead still as it goes. You go into a scrappy hard point. I can't even begin to name the number of things Florida would need to do to get themselves back in the game, but going 4 down is not the start. Priestahh picks up 2. Hill control. He's 20 and 10. MajorManiak is right there with him at 23 and 13. Again, this is exactly the type of game that the AR players on Minnesota love to have. They've just been comfortable the entire time.
Very, very comfortable indeed, and trying to push them outside of the comfort zone. Florida are doing what they can here. Not an easy hard point to hold, and they're doing their best. Priestahh also being able to shut down, slowed. We find a moment of quiet here. Very uncharacteristic of Garrison. No one's shot their gun in a while. Is everyone all right? Is this a ceasefire? Are we having a truce of some sort here? This is an unusual chain of events, but still, we're looking for a clean-cut hold now from Røkkr. It's 20 for the win. If they can find it, they're lined up for that hard point, playing it incredibly safe. But we have seen some unbelievable comebacks on Garrison. That complacency can be a killer here. This map is not over yet. Spawns to the far left-hand side. MajorManiak, heads up play. Heads up indeed. Gets the bullets into Havoc, but not able to get the kill. Now, to the hard point we go once again. Can Neptune stop it? Slow and steady, though. Chances of getting in there, but Røkkr have taken the foot off the gas for a brief moment.
I mean, not really, though. They still have had control of lights. You've had Attach roaming around. It's basically the setup of, like, it's not an easy hill to get a ton of time, but they have just played so controlled. I mean, genuinely, I don't know if they've made a single mistake, really, the entire game. This is about as perfect as you could play on Garrison. Minnesota not messing around, not even trying to make too many of the small plays. They had a couple big ideas that they were working with for Garrison, and they executed them all perfectly. What a hell of a way to start game number 1 in this series. Minnesota locking it down for the 250-140 dub.
That was a kingly performance from our northern Call of Duty team. I'm very impressed, man. You called it, mate. You said they had a couple of things to try out there, and they had a lot of fun with it, and an incredibly dominant start to the series here, and a big surprise attached getting this play of the game with good reason, man. Woo. Big shots out of him, lovely stuff. 1-0, Minnesota Røkkr.
And again, just the shot calling, I think, on the rotations ended up working out pretty well, right? Because it was especially so the second time around, but the first go around is when the P2 to P3 rotation, they just handled perfectly. But then even the call, where it's on P1, Florida's starting to get back in the game. They basically gave away, 50 seconds of time on the first hill, and they chalked up the final 30 seconds. No one's trying to make those weird small plays to break, strip away some time. It was 4 players rotating to the money hill 2, or 2P2, to completely lock it down. And that is 0 seconds from the Florida Mutineers on the second hill, and just pure and utter dominance as Priestahh lived inside that second hard point, completely locking it down.
Beautiful stuff so far. We're going to have a quick look now at our Astro social soundboard. And Dan says, "Hey Zeus, Røkkr are piecing right now. MajorManiak is frying." And Dan, you ain't wrong, mate. What a great start. I was going to say, like, of all the players in the game, I mean, MajorManiak, big stuff out of him. Big start indeed, and for the team, a beautiful way to open up the series. Can't be too disappointed whatsoever for the squad, as we, man, excited to see how far this one can go. But that's that, friends. First map's over and done. Moscow Search and Destroy is on the horizon, but we've got to get there first. We'll be there right after this break.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armour your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by ActiveStat, the next generation analytics platform built with Google Cloud that brings fans, players, and commentators the power of competitive statistics in real time. Get insurance savings and discounts from USAA, the official insurance partner of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Don't forget, friends, that the official Seany Call of Duty League eyewear is here. Head to seany.com/CDL to choose from all 12 team branded collections. Get your signature Call of Duty League frames. Every single pair comes with an exclusive case and a cloth for your team style and signature league style. So all of Seany's Call of Duty League eyewear is available with Seany Blocks lens technology, which armors your eyes against blue light. And believe me, boys and girls, for those of you who do wear glasses, actually even for those of you who don't, we spend enough time in front of these screens anyway. You can get them with or without prescriptions. Get on it, pals. Seany, trying to save your pupils, I suppose, one day at a time. Get on board there. Seany.com/CDL. You know who needs glasses? Me, at all times, really. And thank you, Seany, once again. Florida Mutineers, though, they chance to have a little bit of soul searching to do, brother, as they went down big there against Røkkr in map number 1. Here we go, looking now at our stage 5 search and destroy ranks. And a little bit of everything, man. It has to be said for the Mutineers.
And obviously the attack rounds are nice, but certainly a map-dependent sort of statistic. I think the first bloods is really the biggest standout to me. Third overall, you're getting the first blood in 59% of your rounds. I mean, that just means you're going to have a cakewalk, because I think a lot of these are fairly untraded as well. And again, Florida always set up that 1-2 punch. Either it's Havoc looking for the first bloods, or if it's the ARs doing it, then you have the opportunity for leg flanks. But it is the point of the year, and it is the type of maps that we have for both of the Search and Destroys, that both of these teams have a deep toolkit. They have many different strategies they can break out at any given time, and it just comes down to the reads you can make on the day, and the reads Minnesota was making, at least on that Garrison hardpoint, completely on point. Had their number nice and clean on their rotations. Pretty much a mistake-free game. Like, I don't say that very often, but Røkkr were about as good as you could really ask them to be. And hey, if you can follow that up, take a lead against Florida, just try to put them down, you will be good to go. But towards the Soviet Union, we go once again. Florida gonna be on the attacking side from the jump. And again, what we just saw, 12-7 on attacking rounds so far throughout stage 5.
Let's see what they got on attack. It's going to be Florida with the bomb in hand first. Røkkr will be on defense. I'm shooting that bomb in hand, and it looks like we're grouping up. We're flying through mid. We're going to hit some street side, and you're going to see a couple of players there. Priestahh is going to be early in, but there's enough bodies here and enough guns to make this enough of a fight. Priestahh, though, nice nade. I think it might have been a stick on a Havoc. Great stuff as MajorManiak now. Also trying to get involved. Some machine gun in hand. Back and forth we go, and a nice aggressive opener here from the Minnesota Røkkr defending team. That's the minute to play with chance, and they've managed to get himself a kill and plenty of map presence.
And again, just to talk about the toolkit of the team, or just how good MajorManiak can be at Search and Destroy. How often do you see the main AR on a very AR-heavy map pull out the SMG to play around his teammates, just to pull off somewhat of a unique strat? Again, this is what MajorManiak is here for. Is Neptune right now creeping through mid, trying to make a play, but again, Røkkr mistake-free, all the angles covered, Standy playing the literal perfect spot for that engagement. And this is an opportunity for Florida where they just have nothing going for them on the map. Perfectly done once again by Røkkr, who get that first round win.
That was like vintage Røkkr. They were such a... I mean, the initial sort of start of the series, we were like, or season rather, we were like, man, this team's going to be good at Search and Destroy. And damn right, with a round like that, that's what you're expecting of them. That strafe speed, baby. Standy with a nice 2 kills, lovely positioning, good gun skill. Plan well thought out for Røkkr there in that first round. Let's see, though, what they have on offense, rather. Because, again, Mutineers now will be those able to draw the line in the sand and not let those members of Røkkr cross the thresholds, but... Okay! Something's happened.
Alrighty then.
Okay, we're going to call that one there. We have yet to receive word on what happened there. I think there was not a disagreement between Havoc and Awakening. We've had a disconnect. Okay, we've had a disconnect, so it's going to be a flat-out restart there, early enough in the map for that to go down. But damn, what a great round! That could have been it. That could have been our Scuff play of the game with the US Army Tactical. But what a great round! Can't use it anymore. Come on, man. It was a beauty. It was an absolute beauty.
I mean, nothing too crazy about it as well, right? It's just Priestahh and MajorManiak, nice and aggressive over towards Globe, getting on that tree to look in the window. Nice nade, nice positioning, nobody making mistakes, Standing playing a nice corner. Just a perfectly played first round. And again, a near perfectly played Garrison, so maybe Røkkr have their number. Maybe Florida feeling a little bit flat at the start of the day. Who knows what the case may be, but as soon as the game gets back started, ready to go, we can continue on and just see how many different tricks potentially Minnesota has at their disposal.
Yeah, we're not far away again from getting this one quickly restarted. Again, we're getting the players back into the lobby ASAP. But yeah, no, I think you're right, Chance. It'd be lovely to see how deep the playbook, the strategy book can go between both these teams. Minnesota Røkkr, not to give too much away, not to show their entire hand, of course, before not only, Major 5, but again, playoffs. Playoffs, we're really expecting all the tricks, all the goodies to come out. I've heard some rumors that I think it's Asim's, I think it might be his cousin on NYSL, has found some very cool angles and very cool spots that not a lot of pro players actually know about, as far as we're aware. So again, looking forward to playoffs, looking forward to a crazy, crazy amount of fun. Which will be one hell of an event, we can assure you, friends. Very excited to get back into person. But almost ready to go here. Sorry, Chance, you had a point there, brother. Sorry, I cut you right off.
I was just going to say, you are digging deep to find something for the fill time, right? That is a very old point with the NYSL thing. But
remember that?
I am kind of curious. I don't know how many more exist. I know the original like cheeky spot that he found was like used on Garrison. I think even Cellium was, of course, the player that was the first one straight away. But hey, there's a look of playoffs started today, what the bracket's going to look like. And I mean, frankly, it's just anyone in the winner's bracket, it's going to be spicy matchups. You got FaZe and Ultra just staring at each other from the opposite sides of winners, waiting to go back at it once again. But even the OpTic New York Subliners is going to be a fun one. But that's just a playoff started today. As far as cheeky spots towards the end of the year goes, I don't know how many more there could possibly be. I know a couple teams have been breaking out some like interesting ideas. You got Dallas Empire that are like coordinating on standoff S&D, like double jump over the wall and try to get a couple pop shots to get a player. Like there's like weird little strats like that that are coming into play, but I would hope by now we've seen every angle. I don't know how much like spots like that are being seen.
No way.
You never know.
There's gonna be something. Gotta be something. Anyway,
I'm just saying, I feel like I would know about it. There's nothing in my mind that I feel like I feel like I've seen it all, is what I'm saying. At least in terms of like individual little cheeky. Then I suppose, what was it? iLLeY with like the sniper spot on Gunrunner S&D last year where he was saving the all the way in the back spawn little, you know. But even still, I don't know if that exists. I think we've seen it all.
Yeah, I want to believe that, man. But again, in this game, everything, you can almost wallbang nearly everything. So there's going to be something. Anyway, friends, we're back into the game. And of course, as you can see on screen, Minnesota Røkkr, they will have that delightful first round win. It will stay in their hand. And again, we go back to no trophies. That's the only thing with the game restart. 0 trophy action as we get into technically round number 2 right now. And here we go, Chance. Slow and steady approach. And what of the Røkkr? Have they tickled your pickle yet?
Well, not in the slightest, you know, just again, feeling out the round, playing for information. I think the idea on Moscow offense is really just turned into rat battles. Once you get spotted out at one site, try to rotate towards the next, and then just go back and forth wherever you need. Or if there is 0 information, you feel confident that nobody's home, you get the plant down for free. And right now with Taj watching the middle of the map, watching the flank, he should be able to just tell his teammates, hey, focus on the front side for these gunfights. That's where the pressure is going to be coming from.
Neptune ate a nade there. Desperately trying to get out the window. And he's not out. There's another nade for his trouble. The regen backs on out this time. Awakening with a quick coverage. MajorManiak. 2 dudes lying down in the street. One of them comes up out on top. Oh, nice slide. Standy goes down. No trade there as Neptune manages to get away with his life. That's big. 3v2 though. Gotta be aggressive. Neptune. Big kill. Still the bomb alive. MajorManiak goes down. It's all into attach. And there he is. And there's just enough time. Awakening got on the bomb around 9 seconds. And the Mutineers somehow pull that one back from the jaws of defeat. Good round. Tied up 1-1.
And somehow, well, Neptune is that somehow. Just gets the kills out like a ghost in the night, reposition, pick a different angle. And even for the challenge he had on this second player, right? He saw him slide into the window. And the most important thing here was just the amount of time that was on the clock. He's like, this player, someone is going to be forced to check this bomb in case we have hopped it. Makes the read on the second player. I think that was the moment where Awakening takes care of the street. And there is one more option to cover. Very much just a little seesaw position right there from Neptune, going back and forth, killing everything in sight, just to tie this game up at 1-1.
Yeah, really, really aggressive. Nice 3 kills for him there. And got it. Scoops the bomb, makes the run forward. A little slow compared to the rest of the squad, but I think that's okay. This is going to be a big hit from both teams. We're going in towards A, and right now you can see both teams lined up. Here comes the play. Havoc through first. Corners, check, trophies clear, nades out, Standy explodes. Neptune, first blood once again, 4-0 so far. Can't quite make it the 5th. But this is a nice aggressive round out the Mutineers. Priestahh gets the party late and Awakening eviscerates him. The Mutineers, I think it was a clean sheet, Chance. I think they murdered them all. What a round.
And the craziest thing about that is that, like, the setup for Minnesota is on point. You get everything that you want in that situation. It is just the blistering speed that Florida is willing to play at, right? Like, I think the normal thing is, like, you don't want to shoot the trophy, give away the position. Neptune doesn't care. Shoots the trophy, you know where the players are going to be playing, get the nades through, and just, like, fly at them. And just try to run them over. There is no opportunities there for... who was it? Priestahh maybe playing over towards B to wrap back to help his teammates out because Florida just too quick. You got Neptune 4-0. Right now, Florida up 2-1 in round count. Two-man split on defense either side, but maybe Minnesota trying to respond to the speed with some speed of their own, or maybe not. Maybe the old faithful. Wait for the aggression to come to you.
Very speedy. Very, very speedy indeedy. Okay, Tatch with a nice first blood. Prestinni getting involved as well. 3v2 now. Mutineers. They're trying to find the opening here as the bomb does go down. Not an easy retake position to be in, it has to be said, but here we go. Through white building they go. aBeZy's going to be the first shots in. MajorManiak out by bricks. Not going to be an easy kill. Standy. Back and forth. Nade. Oh, that's a good nade. Havok should be able to get this kill. He does. Trade there. MajorManiak couldn't quite get it. 2v1. Havok. He doesn't have a lot of time to work with Chance, but he's going to go back and forth. Will they watch the flank? They hold the line. They hold the angle. The kills are there. Røkkr get it done. 2-2.
And similar theme as well. Maybe not quite as quick as Florida was the round before, but it's the same thing. As long as you just don't give any of the players on defense time to wrap back and make sure you get the trades, you will be on point. And, well, attach strikes with the first blood, even though the trades come through. Priestahh there for the cleanup crew and just making sure you overwhelm the sites. Efficient rounds from both teams so far, executing their game plans to a T. I'd say for Florida, I mean, again, just a team that has many different options at their disposal. Once again, it seems like aggression is going to be their flavor of the day. All four players, once again, swarming the A site, but it's double bricks, funnily enough, and it's as well. They line up for him and the crew. Standy, the aggressive one, is there. Nobody checking out or bricks. And the double hit is the dagger for the round. Skyz for the 1v4. Whew. If my count is correct, we've only had one 1v4 this year, and we are not going to see a second, at least not in that round. Minnesota bounced back a very back-and-forth game.
Very back and forth. This was the opening kill from Attach. Like, you got two of them here, and you were like, oh, aggression's going to be the flavor, and yum, yum, yum. What a flavor it is. 1v4 in this map as well, all the way back. Remember Zinni? They're all methods. Nice 1v4 it was, but guys, what I hope in hell is Røkkr strangle him by the elbow side of the map there. Good round. Again, don't forget, friends, Minnesota Røkkr carrying a round from that reset into this one, so they have the lead so far, 3-2. As you can see, that lovely little bug on screen.
And I think even for Minnesota, right, we've already seen just a fairly quick plan over towards B a few rounds ago. Obviously, last time they were on offense, just bullying out the A site. It has just been great teamwork and coordination by the teams on offense for the most part. Neptune out of bricks gets spotted as well, and that's important for Standy to know that he's got to be ready for this gunfight. And Neptune, too quick, pokes his head up, drops the player, and backs on down. That is an important first blood for the team on defense to get, and now just picking them apart. 2v4, Minnesota are left in, and well, now it's Priestahh by himself and just gets dropped. The rounds are just going too fast for anyone to make anything happen, but that is now just the response on defense. Couple rounds on offense, get one. Minnesota has a nice play over towards outer bricks, and Neptune says, I can do it too. Does the exact same thing. Quite the battle we are having so far here on Moscow.
Yeah, and I'm loving, I mean, I would imagine the comms are great right now, really flowing. Both teams very precise, spot on with their trades. It's been a joy to watch so far. 3-3 going the distance here on Moscow. It was not this close, of course, in that first Garrison hardpoint, but the Mutineers, that is a thing of the past. Here we go, three-man hit through Skyz. That's going to avoid the bricks players. Skyz going to be as loud as he possibly can be, and Attach caught wind of him, saw something, and whoa, they line up for Havok. He gets two. Oh my goodness. He's on a force spree right now. MajorManiak pulling it up the rear, doesn't check the corner, and in the trash bag, Skyz covered in all sorts of muck. He's going to get the kill there, and like that, a 1v4 chance, and we haven't seen many of these. Will Priestahh get himself into the history books today? There's one. He's trying. That's a good nade. He's really trying. Oh, God. I think this is done.
I think they grenaded the entire team. And they're not even planning the bomb. They don't care. They're just going for the trade. There might have been a brief moment where Florida went, oh, dear, we need to regroup real quick. But either way, taking care of business. And shout out to Havok in this moment, by the way. If they don't get this double kill, like if Minnesota takes one of these players down, I think MajorManiak doesn't feel obligated to just fly on the flank, maybe checks that corner, and you see the idea with the setup from Minnesota. Just big plays from Havoc that really shuts the entire thing down. But again, if he doesn't pick up that two-piece, that round could have gone a very different way. So Florida with that round edge they have so far, but still a very back-and-forth game where, again, teams just doing very well to execute on the game plan.
It's a good fun search and destroy, has to be said. Lead out of Florida here. That first blood will be Havoc. Unfortunate with the nade there. That was a very tight angle to be found. Priestahh, though, will be getting that first blood. Now, Havoc, can you stop him? You can. No streaks for Havoc. Brings him down now in a good time. There's 4v2. Looking to level up, even up the search and destroy. Oh, Neptune slides through the gunfire. There's the last minute trade awakening there. The trades once again on point. Røkkr, good angles, good coverage, good trades, good round.
I mean, it's just, again, just perfect team play coming out from the Minnesota Røkkr in that situation. I think MajorManiak is actually in a bad spot. I don't know if that's his comms telling Priestahh that he needs the help, but Priestahh just wins a massive one-on-one from in the window and then can fly out and help his teammate. And again, even just from like the MajorManiak perspective of the round, baits out a little bit of the information from Havoc on the first player, is there for the coverage on Standy towards the middle of the map, and even where he falls, him and Priestahh there for the trades. Just that little duo of coordination who this time are working in the middle of the map. Minnesota may be tired of getting run over at A, so they're quick to be here this time. And Standy strikes for the first bloods. Not a single trade has come through.
I'm enjoying this coordination now out of Røkkr. Awakening doesn't get hit by the flash. All utilities being thrown around. Standy does manage to get his first kill of the round, but Skyz answers back 3v3. Less than a minute on the clock. So with that bomb site covered. However, the bomb making its way towards the other side of the map. And here come the other members of the Florida Mutineers. They try to sell the attack towards A quite hard. They're really pushing for it. But MajorManiak, he knows this play is not over yet. Will we go back over towards the site? As he keeps watching eye on that street. If he sees those players cross, Røkkr will know what's going on, but chance they're not letting it go.
And this is the important thing. It's not like anyone from Minnesota is leaving the A site because they're not getting baited by the information. There's this time where he spots it. Well, picks the wrong angle. It's the double hit that is on point, and Neptune flies forward attached on bricks. It's a spot you can clutch from, but he gets hunted down. Florida again. There is just these brief moments where they flip the switch and then just fly. It is the coordination towards the middle of the map. Just a double swing out, because honestly, I mean, MajorManiak played that perfectly. It's just the positioning that aggressive. There's that small window of opportunity to get caught, and then it is all three players here. Johnny on the spot, ready to take down Attach. That is just, again, just these small moments where as soon as the round starts to develop, Florida, they just pounce.
Yeah, but once they have the advantage, they know how to work it. It's very, very impressive stuff. Really fast out of them. Here we go. This is map point Florida. Still more out of Røkkr to seal it, but Mutineers have looked very strong indeed. Skyz still on that 3 spree. Chance, it's a slow defense, and Skyz, oh my god, what an opening kill. The first blood. MajorManiak's down and out.
Yeah, it's just those under the card fights, and while he's able to stay alive, he gets the trophy out as well. And then all of the nades, they did not want Priestahh to live. And it looks like the trophy may be thrown a little bit too far to the side, so the nade is actually there to clean up the kill. You have a 3 versus 3, where Awakening might have just gotten the worst possible timing that maybe turned in the best. I think he might have caught Priestahh, so his teammates sitting over towards A. Florida should have the intel just to make sure that Havoc and Neptune, the SMGs, back-to-back, the moves are being made.
Oh my god, here comes Attach on the flank. Beautiful 2-piece from Attach. Last player up's Awakening. 1v2 situation, very clutchable. How well will he time this? Oh my word, the bullets are in. Will he get the kills? The bomb is now quickly planted. Attach can spring the life and get his 3rd kill of the round. Awakening, it's not gonna happen. Røkkr, stay alive. And there we go, friends. It's another one. Another round 11. Oh my god.
If I had to put my shoe in for what the tactical play is going to be, I don't know about round 11, but I want to watch that one back because I have no idea how Attach managed to get through. Because Awakening was in the back watching the flank. I don't know if that was a weird timing thing or what was going on, but that even caught me off guard. But Attach making the big plays. I mean, threading the needle on the moment to find his way out through glass. But 2 big kills indeed. Round 11 we go. And it will be Florida on offense, on the attack for the final round. Doubling up Street. Neptune's responsible for the wall hop-up spot, and he is carrying the bomb, but Florida very much trying to feel out this round as Minnesota, I mean, even on defense, have just shown so many different looks of what these guys are willing to do. And it's going to be more of a map spread, trying to feel this round out. And again, it's MajorManiak, the guy that's feeding at least that initial information in Priestahh. Forced to back down, but 11 HP is 10 more than he needs, so still alive, at least for the moment.
Run, Priestahh. Couldn't barely get the regen complete. Here they come, through the windows. Priestahh lines them up. No kills yet. The first blood goes his way. Skyz answers back. They are committing to this bomb site. They don't have the numbers right now, but Røkkr have got the tenacity to try to hold it. And Neptune, he is hoping for that peak, hoping for something. Look at that left stick working. He's covering those angles. Priestahh once again finds his second kill of the round. His third. Oh, it's the Standy. As a brilliant set of kills coming through. And just like that, Neptune 1v3. He's held this window the whole time. Will he get anything out of this? The answer is no. First round of the map goes the way of Røkkr, and so does the last. There you have it. They clutch it up in the round 11. And what a bit of work from Priestahh. I thought Priestahh got the third kill as well there, man. He was playing so well. The Standy springs to life. Magnificent stuff there from Røkkr. 2-0 here in the series so far, Charles.
And they really, again, that teamwork is just completely on point, right? Priestahh strikes for that first kill. Standy right there behind him to fly through the street. And just bullying out the site. Again, the play call's on point. I think we had maybe one round that entire game where the team that gets that initial advantage doesn't just close it out. It is every single game plan from both teams that are being executed. But Minnesota fighting back in those final 2 kills. And again, that flank from Attach in that round 10. I don't know how he managed to find that timing or pull that off, but that is the play. That is the play that ends up winning you the game. So credit where credit is due. Played out of his mind, as well as just across the board. Again, Minnesota, that is 2 maps in where they are just playing phenomenally well.
Well, you'll be lucky to know, Charles. I say lucky, you asked for it. The tactical play will, of course, be that round you wanted there. But, mate, well done. Again, good stuff. You saw Standy's face there for a brief moment where he was like, whew, we got it. Great stuff, though. But here we go, our US Army tactical play. Chance, it's the round you wanted, mate. You wanted to see what the hell happened there and how Attach managed to make that flank work out. Well, mate, here you go.
And I think the theme for this one might just be caught timing. Also, super unfortunate. You see Skyz does get the trophy out, I suppose, just on the other side of the car. So the Semtex is able to take him down. But this is just going to be what I imagine Call of Duty timing at its finest, right? Awakening turns away from the middle of the map. As soon as the players cross, I think he still catches a piece of Priestahh. And that's why the players on Florida just remain stagnant on defense over towards A. But really, number 2 is that arrow to watch. He's the guy that makes the big play, and he's just working his way through the middle of the map. Awakening responds and goes top PD. It just perfectly. As soon as Awakening gives it up, Attach just walks on through, finds the freeze double kill, and neither Neptune nor Havoc ever going to be expecting that flank, and just Awakening ends up leaving himself in such a bad spot. What a way to capitalize on a round and a small mistake from Awakening and turn that into a round and game win. Minnesota 2-0 up. They are looking clean, Miles.
Oh, mate, there you go. Well, we will be back. Røkkr 2-0 up in the series so far. We understand there is a watch party taking place at Waconia Brewing, the makers of Final Circle, Røkkr's very own beer. Here we go, the Røkkr watch party taking place right now. People in a place enjoying something. We love to see it. We wish we could be there with you, friends, but alas, we'll be back another time. Just a quick FYI, I'm 21 and I love beer. All right, friends, that's it. We're going to go to a very quick commercial break. When we come back, it's more Call of Duty action, friends. Røkkr, Mutineers, we'll be back.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is the shot caller in 5G. Lead the game from the lobby to the last push with America's largest, fastest, and now most reliable 5G network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have returned here at the Call of Duty League. The Minnesota Røkkr taking on the Florida Mutineers. We want to say another big hello to everyone at that Røkkr viewing party. Love that one. Let's have a look at the control rank so far this season. Chance the record ain't so bad. 4th overall, 7th in defense rounds. What do we think of this, mate?
I mean, completely respectable. Yeah, respectable, excuse me. I don't know what word I just attempted to say, but that's what I was going for. They've been strong pretty much the entire season, control one of their better game modes. And again, it's not like they've been outright dominant, right? But still super clean. And the way that they have looked throughout this entire series, also super clean. I mean, again, a virtually mistake-free game that they have had, even a very back-and-forth battle we had in the Search and Destroy, but I think one of the only mistakes that really you'd say made the entire game, well, Florida makes it, and that's enough for Røkkr to sneak on through and take that win. So they have been on point, 2-0 up, and you go into a Garrison control where, again, they've been clean on this map all year. 8-4 record that they have compared to Florida 5-6. So by no means is it going to be an easy one for Røkkr to lock up, but they were certainly happy to be playing on Garrison for map 1, so see if they can run it back.
Interesting series so far, has to be said. Surprises abound in today's games. The Seattle Surge home series. Saturday's full of fun. The Ravens, of course, managing to get what I call an upset there in that Game 5 over Paris Legion to start things off, and Røkkr 2-0 so far against the Florida Mutineers. Chancellor. Here we go, mate. Into the control. Røkkr on defense first. Florida on the attack.
And Florida potentially thinking about maybe working themselves over towards A, maybe depending on how the round develops. Havoc ends up getting caught towards the middle of the map, and, well, Neptune, this is the opportunity, the attack. Does he go out towards A, or does he look for the kills? At the very least, it forces MajorManiak's hand. He needs to go back and make sure you don't give up on the more advantageous point, and Florida making great use of that. Couple kills going their way, 2 bodies on B that are able to push up over towards lights, and I mean, Neptune, he's just been waiting for this pressure for the longest time, and unfortunately for him, can't win the gunfight, but either way, 2 ticks already through on B.
Yeah, on B, you can see the bodies stacked up there on towards B. Awakening and Havoc finding their trades there. Kills come through. We should finish B momentarily. Neptune will be there to help it out, and MajorManiak, strong defense, still holding that top green position, but Awakening, dangerous in every situation, it has to be said. Standy's got eyes on mid-map. Anyone trying to get any funny flanks going? And there it was. Awakening takes the gut punch in the air. Attach should be able to find 2 here. Beautiful timing. Lovely shots. Skyz, the last player up for his team, trying to buy some real estate in that mid-map, trying to get towards A.
There's kills going through all over the map, so Florida, they do have a fair bit of pressure for it for the moment. And well attached, that means a lot of pressure's on him, and he's getting hunted. That's going to be 2 kills, and again, when they fly, they are on point, and Florida is booking it towards this A point. Standy, though, on the defensive end, finds 2, and MajorManiak finds his 3rd kill of the round. That was a moment where Florida could start to run away with it, and Standy just puts his foot down and says no.
Says, nah, bruh. Standy holding that line down. Still Skyz. The rest of the team winding up for a hit now. Priestahh on the inside of vents. Attached through mid-map. Skyz biding his time. MajorManiak on a 5 spree. Yet to die. He's yet to drop here in the map. Standy will go down to Neptune, but still, MajorManiak playing for the streaks at this point in time. Still keeping that lockdown on A. He is holding this one brilliantly. Here comes the push, though. Attach trying to lock down these players on the right-hand side. The aggression now starting them out slowly but surely. A chance with 30 seconds remaining. This is a good look for Røkkr, but all Mutineers need is 1 opening.
And there it is. There's the 1 opening they're going to get. That is going to be 3 down to MajorManiak. His home has been on this point, but he's got to go big on the defensive end once again. Florida should know where they need to look, and eventually got enough bodies to take him down. Skyz, though, is going to be 1 shot, and they don't have any trophies out just yet. So he's going to have the pressure on, and, well, they're trying to make the best of it. He's bought his teammates enough time to try to fly out of green, but it is just chaos on the map. You got bodies everywhere. MajorManiak able to find 2, and the trades are through in Minnesota. Hold strong. Now just 10 seconds left on the clock.
Røkkr holds the line. 10 seconds left. Havoc. That trophy's going to slow him down. If he gets the contest time, that's good. But Standy, he's going to make the play. Attach to back him up. There's the kill. Clock still wide open. There's the quick contest. Awakening last player left alive. Attach is gonna hold him back. And Røkkr, they take the round. And whew, it was a sweaty one at that.
And like the way Minnesota had been playing, it seems like so many teams in the league will always try to like maximize their value and occasionally bite off more than you can chew and try to do a little bit too much and get punished. Minnesota's not really doing too many of those like small plays like that. They're just doing exactly what they need to do. Like if you would have heat map MajorManiak, he basically, as soon as he wrapped back towards green the very first time, he didn't leave top green or the radar truck effectively the entire round. And again, 8-2 KD, that is exactly what you need from a main AR player. So Røkkr putting in work just to try to be mistake-free. Obviously, you know, you can get punished if you have one bad moment, and Florida nearly creates that. But either way, 1-for-1 on the defensive round. So it goes. Back in the new one.
Defense. Surely it's not going to be the same as that raid. No way. We see a lot of big captures here on Garrison. MajorManiak, though, trying to make his way forward. The defensive stalwart of the team will be able to do the same on the offense. Ooh, Awakening, a tough kill at the best of times, let alone when he's actively trying to stay alive. Neptune is going to make his way over towards this A zone, looking to clean up MajorManiak. And that timing on that, MajorManiak has been gifted. Holy dooly, nearly kills Havoc. Over to Standy. Nice awareness. 50 seconds on the clock, though, and all these kills are nice, and it's sort of one thing, but the push now from Florida's, the three of them making their way through that mid-map, starting to push Røkkr back into their spawn. Good defensive round so far.
Yeah, Florida, they just have a stranglehold across the middle of the map, right? Doubled up in top green, you get the power positions you want, and even Neptune roaming around. There's any pressure coming through, and you already see him picking up kills. He can just find him through rails. And right now, Minnesota, they are just been afforded zero opportunities. As soon as that little bad timing for MajorManiak comes through, like up top green, Florida ends up just finding the kills, and they do not let go. This has turned into a very dominant round thus far. And Neptune, well, now the pressure's on. Everybody's actually going to fall. And so does Neptune. Talk about just the strike out of nowhere. That's going to be 4 wiped off the board. And all of a sudden, what seemed like a dire situation for Minnesota, well, they at least stave off that pressure and stay alive for a few moments longer. It looks like B is being chalked up, and Minnesota happy to capture that and get an extra minute on the clock as well as Attach putting this pressure on A.
They'll keep the pressure alive. Yeah, there it is. Standy there, though, to pick up that play immediately, should he need to, but here comes a big hit towards that green side. We should see B closed out. There it is. Standy managed to escape the tower. Oh, baby, he's hitting the flank. Standy, very sneaky, teetering on the edge, doesn't want to alert them to his presence. He's got map control now for a moment. We'll see if that play works out in a moment. We'll chill for a second, get back on board with him. Skyz, nice discipline. Lets one pass, finds the kill, waiting to just maintain green control. Let his teammates now make their way forward. But Standy still chilling. Set us to Standy. What a good play. Unlucky. Neptune gets the kill. What a nice play it would have been.
I mean, in theory, that's a good play, right? But then Skyz goes and picks up a big 2 up top, right? And he goes on a 5 spree. So, like, you see the idea. He got through. They didn't have the information on him. But instead of stacking the point and being with your teammates, he's only able to find one of those picks. And unfortunately, none of the teammates able to take down Skyz. So you just got big plays being made on both sides of the board. Either way, as it stands, 30 seconds left on the clock. And not only do Minnesota want to capture this point, they got to make sure they do not give Skyz any of these kills.
Or try not to. Patch. There it is, kill Skyz. That's done, 24.7, locked in, starting to cap this one. And they're stacking this bad boy, and it's on Standy, big win. Holding it down, Chance. Waiting for the reinforcements to show up. Standy wins another one. Oh, well, he's flying around right now. Standy's on skates. No one can seem to stop him. Oh my God, the turn and burn. The damage dealt, second bit of progress at A. The final segment remains, and Havoc, you've got to go massive. And there is not a hope in hell. Standy just running circles around the Mutineers, and the second round goes their way.
And Minnesota just has been something else. I mean, this is the play that just keeps Florida's round alive effectively. And how impressive of a round is that? There is 12 seconds left on the clock. You have been stuck in your spawn, captured neither point, and you convert that into an offensive round win. Minnesota, I mean, they are hitting different in this series so far. I also appreciate Attach. I think he went for the army crawl out of green to make his break on A, and then just pokes his head up and takes down Skyz. And again, just perfectly executed, perfectly coordinated, everyone hitting every angle exactly when they need to. I mean, how often do you see Awakening sitting in double negative and Neptune right there with them? Minnesota, they just have had their number so far this series.
I mean, one more round's all they need, and it's a 3-0. That would be something special. Back over to the defense, though, we've seen how defensively set these rounds can be. Neptune, oh man, just when you thought everything was all good in the hood, Standy blows up your teammate and attach. Oh my god, gets away with it. There you go. MajorManiak, unfortunately, the recipient of the kill there for both Skyz and attach. Priestahh now back and forth. Man, we are roving the map, friends. We're all over the place. Trying to find these kills. MajorManiak drops, and finally a moment to breathe. As attach makes his way forward. Standy now pushing the spawns. Oh my god. Lines them up for him. The stars align, and Standy on a 4 spree, looking to get it 5, but Awakening makes the read. And I was going to say, man, map control still going the way mostly of Røkkr, but Florida not out of the woods yet.
But just the absurdity of what it looks like to deal with like Røkkr in this moment, man. You're getting spawn killed by Standy, you get past him, and then it's, well, the other coordinated 3 that have been on point with the teamwork. I mean, it's what, 1 top tank, 1 stacked up in trash. The trades are going to be here. There's just been no window of opportunity for Florida to get anything done this entire series. I mean, I don't know if Røkkr made a mistake in any of these 3 maps. This has just been like pure gameplay coming out of Minnesota, and they sealed the deal in dominant fashion in what may very well be the best series that they have played all year long. Insanity coming out from Røkkr.
Well, Røkkr, a very clean and swift 3-0. I mean, look, full circle might have hit the ceiling after that one. This is a fresh round for everyone, I think. It's cause for celebration after what was a very strong series out of Røkkr. Admittedly, I thought Florida had a much more of a stronger fighting chance. Really, but they did not. And mate, you said what for Røkkr? Have that real strong like 3-3-5 mindset. Don't worry too much about the hard points. Focus on everything else. And truly, they managed to steal that opening hard point in a huge way. And Røkkr walk away with a very comfortable 3-0.
I mean, it's almost like, it's a little bit weird because I don't even feel the need to get like over the top, like excited about it. I'm more of kicked back and just genuinely impressed about how efficient that entire series was, man. Like, again, the decision making in the hard points, how they're trying to handle those rotations, playing a little bit safe, but executing it to a T. I mean, P2 on the Garrison hard point, again, just completely destroying them. Florida not able to get a single second in the search and destroy. I think maybe one mistake gets made by either team the entire game, and it's attach that goes on the flank, pounces, finds the double kill, and opens up the round to force the round 11. And then you go into the Garrison control, and it's on offense, where again, 12 seconds left in the round. You've been stuck in your spawn the entire time, and then boom, 4 down. There's the opening to Cap B, and then 2 separate attempts. And there was only 2 attempts even taken by Minnesota to try to get that 8 point. In both times, they get out and find the kills. If not for the best play from Skyz, they just end up losing that series just a little bit quicker. But I mean, Røkkr, again, as efficient as you could possibly be, they seemingly have hit their stride.
A really great stride indeed. We have our scuff player of the game. We're going to give it to Standy for them smooth moves. Did the moves like Jagger. The hips were so slinky. Bang! Couldn't even catch him. Killing people on the dance floor over here. He actually didn't get too many kills out of this play, but look how much time he burnt throughout this whole section, Chance.
And again, this was the perfect break as well. I'm pretty sure Attach probably just like army crawled out like towards the plat in that moment, but it's not just standing for the big play. Actually, it is standing for the big play. It was the coordination initially, and then it's just the different pace of the team. Again, it is 3 players for Røkkr trying really hard to play together, and it is Standy that gets to do whatever he wants. It might have been a small mishap, earlier in the round on offense, but you see the value of what it can be. Just, again, an incredibly impressive series coming out of Minnesota Røkkr. You can only say it so many times, but that is just a hot 3-0 to end their Stage 5, at least regular season performances.
So fresh and so clean. After this, though, we're going back to the analyst desk. We'll see you after the break, friends.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenny Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenny.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is the shot caller in 5G. Lead the game from the lobby to the last push with America's largest, fastest, and now most reliable 5G network.
Two down and one to go. We have a final banger up our sleeves to end the day, but before we break down that action and look to the next, take a peek at the Group B standings. Now, you may notice that Røkkr will advance and make it into winners round 1 with that win versus Mutineers, and that will put things in a sticky situation for Dallas. They now have to win their next match versus Ultra to seal their spot in the winners bracket and take matters into their own hands. But I tell you what, Røkkr, what a way to really make some noise here at the Call of Duty League. Loved everything I was seeing from this team right now. And gents, we said previously that you wanted to see them step up to the plate. And I've got to ask you, to start things off, did they step up enough to convince you that these guys are the real deal heading into the latter part of the season?
100%. These guys came out and dominated in that series, especially in the respawns. The first one was a smoke show. Like that hard point, they were just in control the entire time. And then obviously the search and destroy was real close, but then when you get to that control, that is where Minnesota have seen a lot of success recently. They just take care of business, man. I wasn't expecting it, but Minnesota looking good.
Yeah, quite frankly, excuse me, I thought the Florida Mutineers were going to come out and take this one easily. From what we've seen out of Minnesota in their last few games, it wasn't that great. They come out today and they dominate them, man. That hardpoint was beautiful, seeing MajorManiak go off. Everybody was playing their role to a T. And they didn't even need Standy to go off in this series, which is what was so impressive, because usually he's the guy who's putting the team on his back, making the big plays. It was the rest of the guys. It was Priestahh getting the big kills. It was MajorManiak staying alive, getting the time in Hill. It was beautifully played by the Minnesota Røkkr.
Yeah, it was beautiful teamwork for sure, and I was also shocked, Nameless, to see Mutineers go down in that fashion. And, you know, Røkkr, they weren't keeping it close. They're like, no, we're having this one. Now, speaking of that hard point, Stud, talk to me. What did you notice in that hard point specifically that really made your eyes shine, especially with your pick'ems?
Yeah, so for Minnesota, they just did a great job at that P2 hardpoint. Obviously, the first go around, they were able to hold it for a full 60. But when it came to the second rotation, this is where the whole turning point of the game was for me, because you see Florida. They're all approaching the backside. No one's deciding to go inner bricks, and that is what throws me off, because then you're allowing these ARs to fully set up and just watch the back. Priestahh is able to find 2, and then MajorManiak, he eventually finds the other 2, and they hold the hill the entire time and just grow this lead substantially. And this is where you see Florida. They just made so many mistakes. They don't even attempt to try to break into this, because Minnesota, their setup is just so good. Even when MajorManiak was all the way back crates, they get a clean 4 dead. He rotates back right, make sure the whole middle map is cut off, and then with 30 seconds left, you have to start thinking about that rotation. Florida's not going to hit that anymore, and just the way that Minnesota held that has been a struggle for them the entire year. They're usually broken immediately, but that is where the adjustments out of both those ARs having a tremendous game 1 really shut it down there.
Yeah, and it was happening throughout the entire game, right? Like in that clip right there, what did you see out of Florida Mutineers? They just look lost, trying to go through and go around the back there. Neptune, he goes into bricks and he decides he wants to go back through the other door, and then by that time his entire team is dead, and it's just not coordinated whatsoever. Even on their setups, when they tried to set up on P3, Minnesota was able to break in on their first break, just getting 1 kill. The rest of the players, they get out of position, and Minnesota just pushes on in and gains control. It's just what we've been talking about with Florida this entire time. They're so inconsistent. The only way that they get wins, especially in respawns, is by bullying their opponent. It's Neptune doing some crazy kill feeds, or the rest of the guys popping off and dropping big numbers. It's not a consistent way to win, and today we saw it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the big thing to take away here, especially from Røkkr, is, you know, these guys have gone back to the drawing board. They figured out where the gaps in their gameplay are, and they filled them. And it is perfect timing for that as well. So it's really, really great. And another team that's been doing that is OpTic. And speaking of OpTic, we have a banger coming up against LA Thieves, and I need your pick'ems. So, Nameless, I'm going to start with you, mate. Who are you taking for
I'm
this?
going 3-0 OpTic Chicago. They look phenomenal. Envoy and Scump are absolutely lighting it up. The whole team just looks great. I mean, you go into the listening, like, this is a team that is on form right now. So 3-0 them, swift.
For me, I'm actually going to go, you know, there's something in the air. Today's been a day full of upsets, so I'm going to go Thieves in a 3-2. I think that they're going to be able to make something happen in this series versus OpTic. It's more important to them. Yeah, Nameless. Ooh. I got Thieves 3-2.
It is National Tequila Day, so I guess it makes sense. Nice leaning.
It's National Tequila Day. It explains a lot for sure, but I tell you what, folks, we have a lot more to get through. And one of those things being MajorManiak waiting in the wings for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. He's going to talk to me about that series and what those guys, excuse me, were doing. He's looking smiley. He's happy. Look, he's smiling. He's very, very happy. I'm going to go jump in with him now and discuss everything to do with that series, and I'll see you guys after the break. Hello, Call of Duty friends and fans. I've got a very, very special guest here today, MajorManiak, here for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I've got to say congratulations, man. A huge win for you guys to solidify that winner's bracket heading into Major 5, and not to mention the much needed bonus points as well. I've got to ask first and foremost, you know, what does that win mean to you guys? You know, how badly did you want this?
That win was the most important match of the year for us. I mean, obviously leading up to this point, with Florida behind us in CDL points and 100 Thieves, winning that match was very, very critical. Not also did it put us in winners bracket, but it puts Florida in losers. So yeah, we had to come out and win 3-0 or 3-1. Our teamwork was amazing that series, and yeah, I'm just excited we got the win.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal for sure. And I've got to say, credit where credit's due. You played like a beast in that series. I think you in hardpoint you had like 28 and 15. Absolutely ridiculous. And 2 minutes of hill time as well, which is crazy. You're doing it all. I've got to ask you, how are you feeling about where you are at personally and the team as well?
I feel great individually. I think the team, we've been playing really well in scrims. I think we're all really clicking with our setups and just our teamwork. So yeah, I'm just excited just to keep improving and just build from this win alone and head into Major 5 on a really high note.
Yes, absolutely, it will indeed. I mean, 3-0 against the Mutineers is pretty crazy. I've got to ask you before I let you go, Mutineers, quite a matchup for you guys. Were you a little bit nervous as a team heading into this one, knowing that they took down Dallas at your home series? How did you approach it?
I mean, we just worked really hard in scrims, been watching VOD, things like that. I wasn't worried at all. I was actually extremely confident going into this series. So, yeah, like I said, just excited for the Major 5.
Love it, man. The confidence
And
shone
with fans
through.
back. And with
Love
fans
to
back.
see
I forgot
the
to
win on the
mention that.
board.
Spectators.
And the fans.
Yes.
And the fans are back. You guys had a watch party today as well, so the fans are going to be raring to go for you guys in Major 5 and at Champs. So congratulations and wonderful stuff. Good luck.
Thank you, Lottie.
No problem. Well, I'll tell you what, that has been an epic series, 3-0. Absolute smoke show, incredible stuff from the Minnesota Røkkr team. But I'll tell you what, we do have another match. And I said we have one up our sleeves, and it is an absolute banger. We have our Game Fuel marquee match to go. You can see them waiting in the wings right there. OpTic Chicago versus LA Thieves. It's going to be huge. You don't want to miss it. Don't even move. No toilet breaks, nothing. Stay right there, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time for our Game Fuel marquee match, and what a match we've got. OpTic Chicago taking on the LA Thieves. This is an important matchup indeed, friends. You don't want to miss this one. We hope you're seated comfortably because we're in for a real treat here. Today's been a great day of Call of Duty. We knew it was going to be a good day, Chance, but we weren't quite prepared for wild and crazy London upsets. Røkkr with the cleanest 3-0 you've seen in quite a while. Ding, straight through that one. And now, LA Thieves, OpTic. This is bound to be an absolute treat. My name's Miles, and his name's Chance. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great. Like, the seeding for this one might not matter too much, but you get Thieves against OpTic. You get the final opportunity to get that win under your belt right before the major. One of the best possible matches we could have to end our stage 5.
Absolutely love it. Well, it's a Game Fuel marquee match, so that means we're going to have our Game Fuel featured player, someone we're going to be shining that little spotlight on that you fans voted for. And who else did you vote for? It's the king himself. It's Scump. Getting a bit bored of these, friends. As soon as we give you the opportunity to vote, all you do is vote for Scumpy. With rightful decision, though, because it's been fantastic recently. The players, on OpTic, they've been putting in so much work in trying to turn their season around. They've had so many heartbreaking moments throughout the majors. It's been tough, man. It's been tough. Like a lot of round 11 exits, really difficult scenes for them, but they are certainly turning their game around. Scump, a crucial key part of that. Quick look at his stats, Chance. And the king, mate, when you swing at the king, you better not miss.
I mean, dude, a top 5 for SD KD. Like, he has genuinely been in his bag this year. One of the best years Scump has had in quite some time. And it's not like he ever really has bad years. He just kicked it up an extra notch here in Cold War. And even if the respawn stats are sort of middle of the pack for an SMG, that is exactly what you want on your team. Scump has just been completely phenomenal. And as a whole, like, really, I think you already mentioned it. It's like those game 5, round 11 moments where they falter, where OpTic hasn't been on point. That has not existed throughout stage 5. They're shaping up in this stage to maybe have a perfect run. You get the win against FaZe. They have 3-0'd literally everybody else. This is the best OpTic have looked all year long, and they're looking to peak at the exact right time, right at the end of the year.
We've talked about them enough. Now, friends, it's time that we meet them. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get this Game Fuel marquee match underway. Let's bring them out. Chicago OpTic.
Almighty keeps it going. Normal, looking fantastic. Envoy slaying his way through. Scump from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational.
Really starting to run that score up.
I'm gonna make it bad, I'm gonna make it bad, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, OpTic gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
OpTic Chicago now chanced with an opportunity to certainly keep the ball rolling. You said it, man. They're peaking at the right time. Dashy, Envoy, Formal, and Scump. The squad's in the finest form it's seen in quite some time. We love what we're seeing from them. How do you feel about the team going into this matchup?
Phenomenal. I feel great about this team. I think throughout the year, they've been underrated by the community. They've been consistently top 4 the entire year long. They've had a few small tragic moments, but outside of that, they've been great. The only concern I had about this team was their ability to get past FaZe, and they've already done that. They got that Game 5 win, so as far as I'm concerned, they are here. They are capable of winning, and specifically against Thieves. Throughout stage 5, they've been clear-cut the better team. No losses on their record. Again, their only 2 map losses they have had in this stage were against Atlanta FaZe. So again, this is very OpTic. This is their time. And again, trying to hit that peak at the exact right time.
Yeah, hitting the peak indeed. Another team also looking to hit that peak is, of course, their opponents. The squad now brought on John. John's been having a decent run of things so far, but for the LA Thieves, they got to keep pulling the magic together. Can they find that magic today? We'll find out in a brief moment. Time to meet the Los Angeles Thieves. The LA Thieves dressed to impress. Will they be able to do the same in-game though? Chance, Kenny, Drazah the Slasher, a newcomer and very old face here in the scene. World champion John rounding out the squad, mate. We've had it all from the LA Thieves, right, man? We've seen them find great success against good teams. They push Atlanta to the distance, and then they lose to Paris. And you're like, all right, cool. Who's showing up today? What kind of series are we going to have? What are you looking for in this matchup, my friend?
I mean, it is almost the same time as what we cast him last time. Is most of my attention for this team is going to be on John. He is the X factor for the squad, and that is the #1 game fuel key to victory in my mind. If he is performing, Thieves are winning. If he is not, they are losing. It is almost as simple as that. I mean, across the board, Drazah and Kenny always on point. Slasher a little more inconsistent, but still has had phenomenal moments. In my mind, it comes down to John. And, well, when you look at the first bloods for this series, OpTic have been phenomenal throughout stage 5 in that regard. So I'm thinking for Thieves, they just need to make sure that they are setting up today. The first bloods are not falling their way. They need to be getting those trades. And then more importantly, I would not be wanting to play raid control against OpTic. It's gone through every single time. They are 4-0 on that map throughout stage 5. If I'm Thieves, don't want to deal with that at all. On the flip side though, your game fuel keys for OpTic Chicago, funnily enough, is not just the individual plays, right? We talked about Scump a little bit earlier on, but there are currently 2 teams where every single player is positive in every single game mode. OpTic is one, FaZe is the other. It is across the board. OpTic have been just completely on point. Their teamwork has been completely insane, and as long as they let that ride, they should be good to go. And their communication also just a very interesting focal point. One of my favorite listening throughout the entire year. I can't remember if it was their most recent series or the one before it, but it was on a Moscow Hardpoint where we're listening to them just have a casual conversation. Just taking their time, set up hey, all right, this is the situation, you do this, you do that. And it just seemed like one of the most professional listen-ins we have had. And again, OpTic, one of the best in the business when they are on point. But just to take a look at your maps and modes, again, that Moscow Hardpoint, we have seen both the Thieves and OpTic love to battle it out on this map. And Well, Miles, that's where we start our series.
Oh, it's going to be a treat for us. Moscow Express, double dose of checkmate and a Moscow Game 5 should we need it. I kind of hope we get there. I'm not going to lie, dude. I mean, we've had a great day of COD. Why not finish it with even more good COD? Am I wrong? Am I incorrect? I don't think so.
Not in the slightest.
I don't think so at all. Here we go, though, friends. We're loading into this one. Moscow Hardpoint will be map number 1 in this series. OpTic taking on the LA Thieves. Game 1. Let's get it, my friend. Let's get it.
It's also worth pointing out, by the way, just that checkmate hardpoint slipping through. It always catches me off guard when teams let it through against OpTic. I'm sure OpTic, as soon as they saw that, probably just let a big smile. They were like, all right, cool. That is fine by us. Checkmate hardpoint, they were, what, 10-1 on the map. OpTic has been the best team in the game. I think pretty much from day one for that map 4 that we have in this series. Of course, that is if we get there. Moscow is where we are going to be starting. Thieves have played this in almost every single series that they have had, and they will be here once again. Right now, it's Envoy versus, well, John and Drazah. SMGs meeting up front. John strikes for the first blood. Just try to open the game up.
Opening up the central hardpoint as we do. Over to our Game Fuel featured player. It's Scump, and it's Scump. Finds himself one. Going to get himself a little more damage here, and Envoy and Formal picking up the other kills and bringing them up the rear. And so far, an exciting stuff here.
And Drazah, I mean, you can already see he's just sitting there crouching, waiting for his teammates to try to set up and make this play. And if you're going to take the time to set up, you got to make sure you get it too, because they're not going to have the spawns for new. OpTic right now just punishing straight off the opening break. And, well, there's the idea. Try to flood through street. John's able to find a couple kills, but just gets caught on the cross, milking all of this time is OpTic Chicago. But they did not block the spawns. So you go with a couple players in the back, but Scump doesn't care. He's 4-0 to start things off, and only one more player he needs to find gets him immediately. OpTic Chicago, the perfect P1 hill.
How great can it go now in a P2? We're going to see the Thieves try to break in through white. Here they go, straight into Envoy. Scump gets 2 more, 7. Oh, no! Give him the 8th! Come on! Well, it's a good start nonetheless, and I believe it was full streaks. But hey, it was a perfect P1, P2. Still damn good. Still damn good so far out of OpTic. Scump right back at it. Now going for the headbutt. Gonna find a few, and the trades come through, and chance. We're having fun in our marquee match, that's for damn sure.
And this is an important time for Thieves to get, and that scrap time actually is going to be pretty big, because Scump was not able to get the crews, just the artillery, but he's going to get this probably just for the information, just going to go for that ping, and knows that it's just going to be 2 players here right away. So the more aggressive you play, the better. And Envoy, no time wasted, gets in the mix. Scump knows he needs to get the trade. He delivers, has the streaks that he's not going to need to call in just yet, because OpTic, the rotation is clean and perfect, and what they want, set up and ready to go. The Money Hill begins.
Money Hill indeed. Well, Chance, you said a moment ago that one of your favorite listenings of all time was basically OpTic here on Moscow Hardpoint. Well, hey man, we're going to treat you to one more. Let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen-in with OpTic Chicago.
Up front. You're right here, Seth.
Here you?
Flash it with the door.
Nice. It's going to be front, guys. It's going to be front.
I'm holding your front, man. I'm holding your front with you, Matt. I'm holding front. Yeah, we can team.
I'm going to help Seth mid.
Right, Drazah. You there?
Nice job, yo. Keep blocking.
I'm absent, man. I'm laying down for a second. You're good. I'm watching us.
Go new.
I'm going right window.
I'm
already straight. I heard one street.
Okay, I have the push. I have the new push.
We gotta kill this one behind us. Yeah. Right side
John
mid,
dead. Could be in red.
Deep street.
Kenny glass going P1. He's going P1 to globe.
Kenny must be 1.
There's 2 spawn in the back on your back. 2 spawn in the back.
I know, I'm watching it.
I'm still gold window.
I'm getting bank.
Yo, Kenny could have pinched low key.
I'm holding bank. In bank of me.
Drazah weak.
Bank dead.
Drazah one shot going. Kenny dead.
Elbow.
I don't do
Nice.
I got some.
Elbow not peeking.
Elbow draws. 10.
Yo, can someone get time?
This one's street. Street spawns.
Street and bank.
Only
Bank, bro.
I'm just holding my rat.
Only street.
Bank on me, 2.
Looking pillar still. Looking street, guys.
They need me here. I'm weak.
And pillar still.
Another one on me.
Watching push.
2 more there. 2 more there.
1 pillar 2. Okay,
they're all there.
All there. Okay.
All there.
I got out of time.
Yeah, just keep him off this. Keep him off this.
Kenny pillar really weak. He's still there.
Yo, pillar.
Yeah, he's probably
trophy. Maybe 1 mid.
Nothing glass.